This is not your typical grocery store. It has a live seafood market in the back. We've rescued many different creatures from this particular store, including our favorite octopus Oswald, eels, and even tilapia. But today, we're going to be rescuing our biggest fish yet. And the question is, will it survive long enough to see its new home? Let's go back and talk about how we got to this point. The other day I'm sitting at Max's football practice. He used to film a lot of videos with me. And if you don't remember Max, here's Max.
Max, what are we doing?
We're going to get a legal fish.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
As he's practicing football, I'm scrolling through social media and I come across this post.
Anyone know where I can get some live fresh catfish here in Louisville or close by?
And I thought, there are grocery stores that sell live catfish. We need to get out and rescue one. And that's what led us to today. As you know, this pond is set up, good to go. All the fish are doing really well in here. The plants are doing really well. This is exactly where this new fish is gonna go, is right in here. It'll do perfect in here. It's not too big, so it's not gonna eat the big goldfish. The smaller goldfish in the Gambusia, well, they may be free game. Let's go ahead and get our fish transport cooler set up with some of this water, so when we get this fish, we can start acclimating it immediately. You can definitely see these fish aren't doing well. Some of them are floating sideways, upside down. Hopefully this thing survives. This guy's gonna give me this fish alive, which is great. And here we go. He has boxed it up, put water in it, and we're gonna take this thing. Thank you. The race is on. This thing is in about 1 inch of water and within 1 inch of its life. We've got to get this thing back to the car, acclimated and in our cooler before it dies. All right guys, we are back at the car and we're gonna switch to the actual camera now. This thing is beat to, and we're gonna see if we can revive him and keep him alive. All right, let's get this thing home. All right guys, well, we have acquired our catfish and I am absolutely dumbfounded at the condition of this catfish, as it is meant for food. And honestly, this thing looks sick. So we're gonna have to do something different with it. We were going to put it in our new pond because I just assumed, since, you know, it was meant for food, that we'd be able to just put it in there because it'd be ready to go. And it really doesn't look like it's ready to go. I still want to put it in the pond, and we are going to put it in the pond. And that is where it will ultimately end up. But we need to quarantine this thing and maybe treat it a little bit, get some of these sores or whatever they are on it kind of cleared up. So with that, right now we're in a race against time because we need to get this thing home and get it into some sort of a setup where it's going to survive. I'll see you back at the house. All right guys, well, we've made it back. I need a name for this guy. So for right now, we're gonna call him Jeffrey. We need to check on Jeffrey and see how he transported. Oh, no. Don't be dead, Jeffrey, come on. Let's see if we can revive him. No. Well guys, that rescue went over like a turd in a punch bowl. As you saw, Jeffrey has decided to go on to clearer waters. And all honesty, I wasn't really sure how long, if at all, he was gonna last. He was pretty beat up. It looked like he had been stabbed in the underbelly by one of the other catfish maybe. It was just a bad situation. All of them had, it appeared to have a hole in the head too. Like, it was just, when I started looking at him and decided, well, this is real life. This is what happens. So I buried him in the yard right here. And honestly, I did that off camera because I wasn't going to continue this video, like I said, but I've decided to go ahead and continue, and we're going to make up for it. Our rescue didn't work. You know, Jeffrey died, and I really wanted to try to revitalize him and keep him alive. But, well, he was just in too bad a shape. So what we're gonna do instead is we've loaded up our cooler and we're gonna head to the pond and we're just gonna catch a catfish for this pond. All right guys, we're here at the pond and we're gonna go ahead and see if maybe we can catch us a catfish to take home to put in our pond. All right, well, let's see if we can get us a catfish. All right guys, well, the catfishing today was a bust. We didn't catch anything, so we're back at the house now. I wanted to feed all of the ponds and kind of give you an update on everything that's going on, where we're at right now with the turtles and such. So let's go ahead and start with that. All right, taking a look over here, we have a Cliveline albino, we have Splash, Splash's sister. They're all doing well. We're gonna feed these guys, and then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna feed these guys as well. There's an albino in here. We've got our soft shell turtle. We have these two musk turtles in here. Everything's doing well in here, so we're gonna feed these guys as well. So to start, we always feed frozen tilapia, so we'll drop a fillet in there, we'll drop a fillet in there to allow those to defrost. But we also, they're not just carnivores, guys, right? These turtles, they are omnivores, so they do like vegetables as well. So one thing that's really good for them are greens, so we also feed each tub a cup of greens, and these greens are a mix of collard greens, and they are a mix of carrot greens, so like the tops that are from the carrots that are chopped up, and I just keep them frozen because then I can just dump these right in and these guys can eat. And then as you can see, the goldfish will eat them too. There are goldfish in here, and then you can also see gambusia that are up in here that are eating as well. And then you have the soft shell over there that's trying to bury himself right now. But for right now, we'll go ahead and get these greens into this one, and then we also give these guys a cup of greens as well. So that's the reason that that girl's name is Splash, is because of the fact that Splash splashes when she is ready to eat, and she does not want any part of the vegetables, but eventually she will eat the vegetables. They all will, but they are waiting for this tilapia, and it should be defrosted. I actually moved it from this pond because this water's a little colder over to this pond, and as you can see, the goldfish are trying to eat it too, and it should be just about defrosted now. All right guys, so I went ahead and fed each one of the turtles individually, and then I dropped a bunch of tilapia on the bottom, and in fact you can see one down there getting some. And we're going to take the rest of this piece of tilapia and we're going to put some in this tub as well, because these ripsaw catfish will actually eat meat as well. So we're going to drop that in there and just make sure, you know, hopefully the goldfish don't all eat it. But I mean, those gambusia are like tearing it up. This pond is also fed at this point, and I just dropped, oh, there goes the soft shell over there. He found him another piece, but they'll find it as they move around the pond. So we didn't do too well at fishing, and catfish are pretty easy to catch, but that particular pond is so overfished. I think that there may just not be a lot left in there, or it also is really cold, so they could be slow and not feeding very well right now. Not a big deal though. We're back at the house in the garage. We're gonna take a look at this fish pond one last time, and then we're gonna get out of here today. But before we do, I do have a question for you. Since we weren't able to get a catfish for this pond, what would you guys rather see in this pond? We have the 2 ripsaw catfish, the 2 fan-tailed goldfish, a bunch of just regular pond comets, and some gambusia. Would you like to see something specific in this pond? Doesn't matter what it is. I don't even care. We could put angelfish in here. We could put anything you want. I just want some ideas. So drop some comments below and let me know what you think. We'll see if we can get that into one of the upcoming videos on putting some of that stuff in there. And in fact, putting some angelfish in there would be actually kind of cool. So maybe that's what we do. I don't know. But anyway, let me know down below. So let's take a look at this pond real quick. So everything in the pond is doing really well, and the fish are looking great. This lily is starting to come back. very well, which is so good. I'm so glad that that's happening. All of our plants are looking really good. I want to go ahead and feed these guys real quick. They seem to be rolling around looking for food, so might as well look at this right here. Look, it's like they know that I'm going to bring them some food. And there they go. They've already gotten used to me feeding them. We are going to get back to selling our plants and such at freshwaterscrub.com. This pond will probably produce most of our frog bit that actually goes up for sale there, so stay tuned for that. Right now we don't have much out there. We have sponge filters and t-shirts and things. If you happen to need a sponge filter or a t-shirt, go check out freshwaterscrub.com and use the code POND for 10% off your order. Like I said earlier, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you would like to see in this pond. All right guys, well, we really appreciate you watching. If you haven't followed us on Facebook and Instagram, links to both are down below. Visit freshwaterscrub.com. Use the code POND for 10% off your order if you happen to need a sponge filter or t-shirt right now. All right guys, well with that, we will see you next time.